A military court in Pakistan has sentenced an Indian national to death. This is a Pakistan Army General Court Martial which awarded a death sentence to Kulbhushan Jadav, convicting him of charges of espionage and sabotage against Pakistan. Kulbhushan Jadav was tried through a field general court martial under Pakistan Army Act and awarded the death sentence. Pakistan Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa has confirmed the death sentence. Pakistan claims Kulbhushan Jadav was arrested on the 3rd of March in 2016 in Baluchistan after he entered it from Iran. This was a counterintelligence operation. Pakistan claims Kulbhushan Jadav, according to Pakistan, was engaged and was planning subversive activities in the country. India says Kulbhushan Jadav is a retired Indian Navy officer, was a businessman working in Iran. India has officially denied that he was connected in any way to government of India. I want to quickly bring in Lieutenant General Jaswal, former Army Commander, Northern Command, for more on this big story. Also joining us is Defence Analyst Bharat Karnad. But General Jaswal, to you, what do you make of Pakistan using a military court to sentence an Indian national to death when no evidence was put out in public domain, General?
First of all, it is total blatancy with which they have pronounced this announcement and this verdict. It is against all diplomatic norms. We had owned this individual, he is ours, and he was not even given permission to have a dialogue with our High Commission. Pakistan, it is in their DNA that they must do anything and everything so long it hurts India. And I think this has hurt India a lot. Every national of India means a lot to us, and they have given an arbitrary death sentence without giving us the details, without carrying out proper investigation, especially after the foreign minister, he made a statement, yes, there is no conclusive evidence against him. It is nothing but blatancy, and with this, the relations between India and Pakistan, with this kind of attitude, I don't think we can reach a point.
Okay, stay with me. Bharat Karnad. Sartaj Aziz, advisor to Pakistan's Prime Minister on Foreign Affairs, went public. He said there is no conclusive evidence against Kulbhushan Jadav, and then Pakistan uses a military court to convict him. What do you make of this, sir?
Well, the way it can be explained is that maybe it was not evidence that would be convincing in a civilian court, but it would be in a military court where the matter of proof is less, shall we say, that demand is not as high about the perspicacity of the proof you give or the evidence you have against the person so charged. So that's the sort of thing, that's the reason why I think Sartaj Aziz said what he did. But it's hardly surprising that Pakistan is, in a sense, making a big hoo-ha about it, because it is an answer to the Indian government's campaign on terrorism and so on and so forth. So now Pakistan has a handle on it to say, well, look, we have a spy of yours who has been caught red-handed, as it were. So this is how it's going to play out. Now, whether, and I think it's still, it's a political ball is still up in the air, meaning there might still be a deal cut sometime in the future. It's not as if it's going to be executed anytime soon. I don't think so. I hope not. And that will leave a little bit of leeway for the two countries to negotiate and see, how to get, Mr. Yadav back.
Okay.
So that's still a possibility. This is a military court. I don't know whether this means that there's a possibility of any chance of it being taken to the civilian court for validation or not. I have no idea.
Because the fact also remains, sir, one, Pakistan was able to put out no evidence in public domain. Sartaj Aziz went on record to say it's not conclusive. And two, they have denied India consular access to Kulbhushan Jadav for over a year, and India has gone public to say he's in no way connected to the government. He was abducted from Iran and taken into Pakistan. So all of it, will it have an impact on the ties between the two countries?
Look, there are so many points of friction between the two countries. This is just another. So the question is this going to be the tipping point? I don't think so. Relations are as bad or as good as they can be at the moment, given the circumstances. So the Yadav episode, and this case in particular, is unlikely to, sink what relations there are. So I don't expect that there'll be any very drastic kind of a reaction by Delhi.
Okay. Now, lots of reactions coming in on this big story. The Congress party, Tom Vadakkan, wants the Prime Minister to react on this. The BJP says it exposes the true face of Pakistan. Let's listen into reactions that are coming in.
अभी पूरी चीज का जांच होने दो उसके बाद बात करें.
Okay, so General VK Singh, Minister of State for External Affairs, saying let's investigate this matter, let's get more details, then the government will react. More reactions coming in from other members of parliament, including Rajiv Chandrasekhar. Let's listen in. The tragedy with Pakistan, a state sponsor of terror, is that it wants evidence against Hafiz Mohammed Saeed, a UN designated terrorist, but it can easily go and sentence an Indian national to death. I want to quickly bring in General Jaswal, former Army Commander, Northern Command. General, India says we are shocked, but just look at the irony. Hafiz Saeed is a designated global terrorist, a UN designated terrorist. Pakistan finds no evidence against him. Pakistan takes no action against him. But an Indian businessman in Iran is abducted, taken into Pakistan, and Pakistan sentences him to death.
You're absolutely right. I'd said so right in the beginning. The word blatancy with which Pakistan acts against India and its nationals. Today we have got a number of terrorists languishing in our jails who hail from Pakistan. And Pakistan denies their citizenship of Pakistan. Does it imply that we pass an order, sentence of death against all of them? We are giving them a chance. We are trying them out. We are trying to deal with them under the law. But here there are arbitrary powers with the army towards Balochistan. They have been given this highest degree of punishment which the army can met out to any individual, death sentence. So I think it's very, very immaturish on the part, and the word blatancy which I used. This is in their DNA whenever their approach towards India is. They will not act against proven terrorists like Hafiz Saeed and the rest, but they will do anything to an Indian against whom there is not even sufficient proof. This is in their DNA, so there's nothing surprising. But
what are options, General, at this point of time, what are options for India? Because Pakistan in the past 1 year has denied India consular access to Kulbhushan Jadav. What are our options now?
You see, I personally feel, as far as the diplomatic angle is concerned, I am not an expert on that. But as a layman, let me tell you that if one Indian is hanged for no rhyme or reason, this is sufficient enough for us to close a consul over here and send back the ambassador from here, because they are not adhering to diplomatic norms. Two, I think we should not permit any of their individuals coming to India, no passports to be issued to India.
Okay.
I think till the time we don't take a strong diplomatic action against them, they will not understand our language, because it remains within the political diplomatic domain. Army at this stage, we cannot take action in a manner that we feel so, which we would like to take, but that's not the answer. Diplomatic pressure from the MEA, and of course pressure from the rest of the countries who are keen to declare Pakistan as a state sponsoring terrorism, I think that should work.
Okay. India should mount diplomatic pressure. General, stay with me. I quickly want to cut across to Pakistan and bring in India Today's Kaswar Klasra for more on this. Kaswar, is there any evidence that Pakistan Army Military Court has put out in public domain? When was he charged? What are the charges against him? What evidence was Pakistan able to get? Was he given a defending officer in a military court? Do we have any details whatsoever?
Well, Gaurav, it's really an important question. As far as the answer is concerned, let me tell you that the Pakistan's military accused Kulbhushan Jadav last year, soon after he was arrested, with espionage and causing, running a network of terrorists in Pakistan. He was accused with these allegations. And regarding your second question, yes, definitely, the Pakistan's army has provided Kulbhushan Jadav with a defense lawyer, and this is what we have heard from the DG ISPR. But let me tell you that in the public domain, there was the Pakistan army did not put up, the evidence. But what we were told that the Pakistan's government has shared the evidence with the Indian government soon after he was arrested. But as your question is concerned, in public domain, they did not put up the evidence, they did not put up allegations, the levels against Kulbhushan Jadav. But definitely, he was provided with the defense lawyer.
So no evidence was put out in public domain. I have Bharat Karnad with me once again. Sir, if at all, does India have any options in this stage? What can India do in a situation like this?
No, look, I think Delhi has to play it cool. You see, if everybody gets riled up with the media jumping up and down and demanding some action by the government of India, as happened, if you recall, during the Indian Airlines hijacking, all you guys were out there jumping up and down and generally demonstrating on behalf of passengers and so on, and forcing the government's hand. Here in this case, the unfortunate thing is that Mr. Yadav carried his old Navy credentials. As to why he should have done that is beyond me. Assuming, let's say, the worst case, he was a spy or something.
Some media is raising this issue because it's an Indian national who's involved. Jumping up and down is only trying to ensure he gets justice. But stay with me for a moment, Bharat Karnad. I also want to bring in a voice from Pakistan, Tariq Pirzada. Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence at this point of time against Kulbhushan Jadav?
This poor Indian national was abducted from Iran.
Yes.
He was on bona fide his business. He's a retired naval officer. He's just doing his business of shipping business there. He was abducted, firstly. This is a gross violation of human rights. And then when we said he's our citizen, they refused to give consular access. This is, nobody has denied that he's an Indian citizen, but then he has been kidnapped. And now he is being framed and killed. This is unacceptable.
There is an international law against the terrorists, which is drown them, bomb them, kill them, or execute them. That's the international law against the terrorists.
The fact is, here is an Indian citizen abducted from a third country. Abducted from a third country and taken across, and now you are carrying out a going to carry out a judicial killing?
You know, Pakistani military courts are operating...
Civilian government or military government? What is the difference?
I just gave you...
It is the military that controls the state from behind.
And editor Geo News, Hamid Mir, a senior journalist in Pakistan, joins me on the broadcast. Hamid Mir, any evidence against Kulbhushan Jadav put out in public domain, and why was he tried in a military court and not civil judiciary since he's a civilian?
You see, a few months back, his confessional statement, which was available on video, it was released in a press conference, which was addressed jointly by the Information Minister and the DG ISPR. And after that, a lot of information was shared with some selected people in the media. Why he was prosecuted in a military court? Because he belonged to the Indian Navy, and he himself confessed that he was a serving officer of the Indian Navy. So that's why his case was sent to a military court.
And was Pakistan able to explain, Hamid Mir, why was India not given consular access to this officer, ex-Indian Navy officer? Because Government of India has made it very clear he had retired, he was working in a private company in Iran. Why was India not given consular access, sir?
You should ask this question to the Foreign Office in Islamabad or anybody who is representing the government of Pakistan. I can only share my information with you as a journalist, and what I know I have shared with you.
No, that's the question. Did you as a journalist in Pakistan put this question to Pakistan's Foreign Office? That why was India denied consular access for a year?
According to my information, government of Pakistan wrote not one but many letters to the government of India, and they wanted to know some information about Kulbhushan Jadav, and I myself asked this question to Mr. Sartaj Aziz in one of the briefings in the Foreign Office, that what is the follow-up of the Kulbhushan Jadav investigations, and he told us in the presence of dozens of journalists that the government of Pakistan have written many letters to the government of India, but government of India is not responding. So he was of the view that government of India is not cooperating in this case with the government of Pakistan.
Okay. Hamid Mir, for the moment, many thanks for joining me here on India Today. Senior Pakistan journalist, they're saying that Pakistan government claims they've written to government of India, waiting for a response. Government of India has made it very clear. They repeatedly sought information from Pakistan and consular access to Kulbhushan Jadav that Pakistan denied. 6 attempts were made till a couple of months ago. We will continue to track developments on the story very closely.